This exhibition is meant to celebrate the new partnership with the Metropolitan Museum of Art. This one is conceived to highlight the great diversity and richness of the Brooklyn Museum's holdings. Everything that's chosen is great examples of their types. American high style refers to the fact that these are high-style fashions that were owned and worn by American women. So the fashions are both French and American and a few other European pieces, but they were all worn by American women. The show covers just a little over 100 years of fashion from 1860 to 1980. So you can see the whole evolution of fashion from the crinolines of the 1860s into what was called the powder pigeon of the early 20th century, then the flapper, the tubular flapper style, and through the tie-dyed caftan of Halston in the 1970s. The first category is works by Charles Frederick Worth and his successors. He's extremely important because he was the first great couturier, and he's created the concept of the couture. The gowns are very opulent and very sought after as museum collectibles. The next grouping is works by the French couturiers, which are always considered the ultimate in fine clothing. And so we have early couture from the 1900 to 1930 in one section, and then post-war couture from 1950 to about 1970. Then we highlight works by the great American designers, which I'm calling the first generation women designers and the first generation men American designers. The women designers are Vera Maxwell, Jessie Franklin Turner, Claire McCardle, Bonnie Cashin, and Valentina, and Elizabeth Hawes, whose name isn't very well known outside of the fashion world, but she was a very important designer, and the Brooklyn Museum has the greatest holdings of her works, as well as many, many sketches by her. And the works of Elsa Schiaparelli, who was the great artist and dressmaker associated with the Surrealist movement in the 1930s and 40s. So those are the sections. Then works by the great American couturier Charles James, who sort of has cult status in the fashion world because of his wonderfully sculptural and unusual designs. What came so clear and to me, and it took a while for this to hit home, is how important Charles James was in the history of this collection developing, and how he wanted to establish his legacy here, and so he introduced very important donors who became benefactors to the museum, Millicent Rogers and Austin Hurst and Dominic Demonil, for instance. I hope they take away a sense of beauty and the evolution of fashion, the precedents of style and design that were set earlier that you now might resonate with styles today, and just the wonderful holdings in the Brooklyn Museum collection.